I got banned. I got banned off YouTube, and I'm recording this video. I don't know if this video is going to be seen. As it stands, I've appealed my ban. Why I was banned from YouTube, I'm not quite sure. But it got me thinking. About 2 weeks back, I'm helping an author get their book published on Amazon. And everything seemed great up until the book went live. And after a period of a few days, the author was emailed essentially saying, "You violated our policies, your account's terminated." And it got me thinking, these situations are not so different. You know, being banned from YouTube, being banned from Amazon. Obviously, the assumption here is through no fault of your own. The author in question, we weren't quite sure what the reason was. Likewise, with my YouTube account being terminated or blocked, I have no idea why as well. I've appealed, I'm waiting, we'll find out soon. But this is more of a rant. This is not a prepared video where I've got a bullet point list in front of me on my screen. This is me talking directly to you if you've been banned. Firstly, I'm sorry, it absolutely sucks. The approach from Amazon feels very heavy-handed. What they tend to do is block and possibly then allow you to ask questions later. There's no warning. There's no red flag. There's no notification on your desktop or on your Amazon account saying, "Hey, heads up, things might not be great." And I just wanted to record this video off the cuff. Again, it's not prepared. It might be a bit of a rant. But I want to speak directly to you if you've had something banned off Amazon and you aren't quite sure why. Firstly, it's frustrating as hell. Amazon support is notoriously shocking, inhumane, and generally farmed off to countries where, a soft human touch is not the top priority. What you're in for is some frustration. Let me get that out the way. It's going to be frustrating as heck. The goal obviously is getting your Amazon account reinstated. This might not be a quick process. So I want you to know that once this has happened and we start looking at how to fix it, this could be 1 week. This could be 4 weeks. There is a silver lining. So although Amazon is a good option and I always want my authors publishing through Amazon, there are alternatives. And in this instance, where my author was blocked and we're busy in that support cycle with Amazon saying, "Hey, Amazon, please let us back in. We don't know what we did wrong." There are alternatives. And so as I'm speaking to you, take a deep breath. Just know that even if Amazon does not want to play nicely, we can get you published elsewhere in other stores using a platform. For example, in this instance, I used Draft2 Digital to get this author's book published far and wide around Amazon, so that the goal of reaching readers was at least still met, albeit slightly differently than using Amazon. So why would Amazon ban you? I wish I could say something smarter. There is T's and C's. There are terms of service that you agree to. Amazon generally will pop an email back to the author saying you violated something. Now, this might be obvious to you. Maybe you've got a book that you knew colored outside the lines, but maybe you don't. In this instance, we knew the author's book was, it did have scenes inside that were of a graphic nature, not necessarily sex, but of violence. So although it was super unfortunate, we could imagine where Amazon might be coming from. The frustration from our side was, tell us that. Tell us if there's a scene you feel is incorrect or we haven't classified the book correctly so we can fix it. And that's what this process is characterized by. It's characterized by, you knocking on Amazon's door, replying to the email, which is essentially the only option you initially have, and saying, "Amazon, what have I done wrong? Let me fix it. Let me know firstly, and let me fix it again." When they email you, that's the first and often only notification you will get. Whichever account you've linked to your Amazon profile will get an email pinged in saying, "Naughty, you're blocked." You then reply to that email. Now, I did test with this author's account. I was able to log into the author's profile still, although it showed my account is terminated or the author's account is terminated. And I was also able to send a query off the account. So I sent the query. The author also replied directly to the emails saying essentially the same thing. What have I done wrong? Tell me so we can fix it. Now, I don't want to waste your time if you're watching this. We still aren't exactly sure which policy we violated. What you will find is Amazon support staff will send you back, and I imagine some guy sitting there looking at his list and saying, okay, they replied, I'm going to send this copy and paste. Okay, they've asked me again, I'm going to copy and paste the same thing. So you will more than likely need to email Amazon support multiple times. I've had this sort of query resolved. It generally, the first instance took me multiple emails. What you're hoping for in sending multiple emails is that you get a different member of the support staff. And because of how Amazon operates and their size, often every time you reply, assuming it's not sort of immediate, you are getting someone different. And what you're hoping is that you get someone a little nicer, a little kinder. So we take a deep breath, we respond. We respond to the email asking firstly for clarity, maybe asking what we can do to fix it. Again, assuming it is not obvious. Maybe this is something where your cover might be too graphic and you know that. Go ahead, try and trial a different version. Perhaps inside your book there were graphic scenes that you did not allude to inside the book description where you should, or potentially when Amazon asks you which reading age is appropriate, you can also flag that this book should be an 18 plus targeted reader group. So let's assume, like me and my author, you had no idea. You respond to the email and you keep responding to the emails. We don't know how long they might take. My advice is if you've waited a day or two and they have not responded, send another one. Again, what we're hoping is that someone else responds, and all we want is clarity. Tell us why. Tell us what we did wrong. It feels so weird recording this and not knowing if I'm going to have a YouTube channel to actually put this live on. Again, I really hope you get this. So you're feeling frustrated. You've sent the email. You've waited 1 week. You've waited 2 weeks. Now, if you have one book on Amazon versus you having 4 books on Amazon, this hurts you differently. If this is your first book and you were testing something out and it's something that you are comfortable to redo, perhaps you can remedy something you think might be obvious and resubmit the book, potentially under a different account with a different email address linked to it. Alternatively, if you have 4 books or 3 books or several books, you probably want to go back and keep knocking on that door. I recommend you have a day in mind. Have a day in mind where you say, I'm going to give this 1 month. After 1 month of continuous emailing, if there's no resolution, then I'm going to try something different. So we email, we hope for someone different, we hope for an answer, and we hope for an answer that lets us know what we can fix. Potentially there's an offending piece of text, potentially your cover is too graphic, potentially Amazon wants you to classify the book differently. Those are generally the tools. I suppose you could be selecting keywords that aren't appropriate. You might have been selecting keywords that were spammy. You might have had a book title that was spammy. So again, if there's anything you can admit to and find out and correct yourself, do it. Otherwise, you carry on emailing. Every now and again, there is an option for a live support chat. Now, you might see this on an email Amazon support sends you, or you might see it on the dashboard. If you log in, again, your account will say terminated, but perhaps there's the option of a live support chat. I have found in live support that people can be more helpful. If you do see that option, give it a try. Often it's quicker. You might wait online, 20 minutes for someone to come to you, but it's a real person. Generally, I found they're a little bit more helpful. Now, let's, for example, say it's been a month. That's what you decided. You've sent several support emails. You've gotten back vague answers from who knows who in some, third world country, and I say that from South Africa. But let's say you don't get the help you need. Now, there are other options to get your book listed. If I had to list these off the cuff, ebook-wise, you can go draft to digital. I'm assuming you listen to Google that. I think Draft to Digital also might offer print. I believe it's just out of beta, which means it should be working well enough. Potentially, the book files you give Amazon should be compatible. I stand to be corrected, but it should be compatible with a platform like Draft to Digital. Again, Draft to Digital, ebook, and potentially paperback as well, get you into several stores. That's my first go-to. A second option for authors, depending on where you live, would be Ingram Spark. Ingram Spark, I think, used to charge upfront fees. I think they might have taken that away. They do certain things well, or certain things better potentially than Amazon on the print side of things. Some things they do very similar to Amazon, the ebook distribution side. So Ingram Spark is a good option for print and ebook as well. I think, again, it should be free. I think they have removed the upfront listing fee. Those are the two main options. Yes, there are smaller stores. You can have the Kobo Direct. You might be listing on Book Vault in the UK or in the US. But generally, if Amazon is blocked off, I would go straight to Draft to Digital. But my situation is a bit unique being in South Africa. We don't always have access to direct stores like Barnes & Noble or the Apple store if you don't have an Apple device. So that's my advice. I hope this was helpful. Essentially, it sucks getting blocked, and it sucks that Amazon can't tell you why you are blocked. Again, the same thing happened to me this week from YouTube, where I was told I'm violating scam and spam policies. I would love to know what I did wrong. How on earth am I scamming you? This is crazy. The point is, it is out of our control. Follow the recourse immediately available. Take a breath. Firstly, take a breath, I suppose, and a cup of coffee, assuming coffee doesn't stress you out more. Knock on Amazon's door. Ask them, guys, what have I done wrong? Be prepared to repeat this process again and again and again. Decide up front how far you're willing to go. Are you willing to wait 1 month or 2 months, 6 months? It depends, I guess, on how much of a tool Amazon was for you. If it's an important tool and you had more than one book published, I understand you might want to wait a bit longer, but also you're losing sales in the background. I suppose what you could do is you could, assuming you weren't opted into KDP Select or exclusivity, while you're waiting for Amazon to reply, you could potentially go direct to Draft to Digital already. So that while Amazon is giving you the walk around and being annoying as heck, that's a very polite way to say it, you can publish through Draft to Digital and just opt out of Amazon. So your book gets distributed widely, except through the Amazon store. Again, we don't know potentially why they would have blocked you. Now, if Amazon does come back to you, okay, now you just have a book that's very widely distributed. Again, I wouldn't then opt into the Amazon KDP Select or exclusivity. Again, if you've put your book on Amazon, that should make sense. That phrase, KDP Select and exclusivity, should make sense to you or ring a bell. So potentially that's maybe a smoother way to handle it, is while you're fighting with Amazon, put your book into the other stores. So worst case, if you turn the Amazon tap off, your book is up, it's out, it's published, so that at least people can get hold of it. I think you might run into instances where people are trying to buy your book. Potentially certain shops have the book listed. For example, expanded paperback distribution. Your book might be showing in other stores. So there might be confusion. I think that's what I'm getting at. There might be confusion. Maybe your website still points to Amazon. Readers can't now use that link. So just bear in mind, it's not necessarily, one tab turns off, another tab turns on. There will be some overlap. There will be some confusion. But hopefully, this has helped you. I'm recording this frustrated. I want to know why I'm getting blocked, for example, of YouTube, and I want to know why my author got blocked off Amazon. But Amazon is not the be-all and end-all, and YouTube is not the be-all and end-all. The importance here I want to stress is that don't necessarily rely on the one basket principle. Amazon does give you benefits for having everything inside the basket, but this is a strong argument to have the other baskets with the other eggs inside. For example, using other retailers, or potentially where you can selling direct. Maybe you have a store from your website that can sell books directly, either through a WooCommerce plugin or using an online platform if you live in the first world like Book Vault to deliver books directly to people as well. So I hope this helped. Sorry for the Amazon frustration. Hopefully they answer you. If not, let me know what you find. I think any comments here are going to help people who come and find this video with the same frustrations. I've been Dave, and hopefully this video has helped make your day that much better. Thank you.